Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into this video, and it's all about the ABC free signals here. We're going to review the free signals I sent out last week, and we're talking about the week from April the 11th to the 15th, okay? And before we start, I want you to put on a happy face, okay? And this is important. We should all have this stress reliever in our hands, and having it right on the table beside our trading computer. So the next time you think your broker is stop hunting, taking out your stops, so you believe, just squeeze and release some stress. The next time you lose a trade because you made a silly mistake, like trading with an incorrect lot size, just squeeze and release some stress, okay? The next time you lose a trade on your highly successful trading system, just squeeze and release some stress. Now, when you have a few losing trades in a row, which we've had, okay, over the past few weeks, put on a happy face and keep trading your plan. Understand that the markets can be very difficult to trade sometimes. Right now is one of those times. The winning trades will come back again, and then remember to squeeze and release some stress, because whether you're winning or losing, there will always be some stress. Okay, let's review this past week's trades. For those new viewers and watching this video for the first time, or this channel for the first time, this is me right here, guys. My name is Martin, and I'm a very proud Canadian trader. You can see the red maple leaf right over here. And guys, I've been sending out free trade signals without any obligation. There's nothing to pay, no forms to fill out, and no credit cards to send or anything like that. Totally free, guys. If you want to receive your free trade signals, just send it here to my email address. You can see that right here, mskyj007@gmail.com. And I'll repeat this a little bit later on in the video. Now, before we start, and this is super important, guys, I want you to read my humble disclaimer. You can pause the video. Basically, my free signal service is an educational program only. I'm trying to teach you how to trade correctly and not give you any specific investment advice, guys. We're very, very high on the value of trading, with the understanding that you can only risk a little bit of your money, and always keep that in mind, guys. The most important thing in trading is to protect your capital at all times. So we're very strong on our risk management system. Okay, now let's take a look at this past week's trades, guys. And I already mentioned that it didn't go too well. But the first thing again, remember, I've had a winning track record for about a year and a half now. So I started this about a year and a half ago, and at the bottom I'll explain how many how many pips we've won and how good we've traded. So, but it is important for me to be transparent, guys. When I send out the trade signals, you know exactly what's going on, whether we win or lose. And the very first, there was one trade held over all the way back from April the 5th, guys. It was, and I sent you the signal, sell the euro CAD, guys. This was a loss for approximately 123 pips, okay? And again, why so many pips? Okay, because we're trading on the daily charts. We're not intraday, we're not scalping. So a lot of the pairs we're trading are very volatile. The range, the market range is quite high. In this case, we lost 123 pips, but we did it did hit our stop loss, and that's the important thing. We do trade with a risk management system in place, guys, and that's very important. So did hit our stop loss, did not go any further, and in this case, the CAD depreciated by 0.089%. Okay, now coming back to this current week, guys, with the very first trade on April 11th, I sent out an email and I asked everyone to look at these two trade signals, the buy US CAD and also the buy British Pound New Zealand. Okay, so I asked you to choose and pick only one, trade only one of these pairs. Okay, and hopefully you guys did that and followed my instructions. Now, the US CAD became a losing trade for 62 pips. Price also hit our stop loss, so we were protected. Okay, and the currency lost on this pair 0.49%, so just under 0.5%. Okay, now the other trade that you could have picked was to buy British pound New Zealand, was also a loss for 95 pips. So this pair was a lot more volatile than the US CAD. Okay, price also hit our stop loss, so again, well protected, and the currency lost on this pair 0.86%. Okay, and then on April the 12th, the next day, I sent out another free trade signal to sell the euro against the USD. It was a loss for approximately 84 pips, guys, and price did hit our stop loss once again. So in all cases, we got out, preventing the losses from becoming much bigger. Okay, and the currency pair right here lost 0.76%. Okay, and then finally, right here on April the 13th, the final trading day for us for last week, I sent out a signal for you to buy the Canadian dollar versus the Swiss franc. It was a winner of approximately 44 pips, guys. And even though it was 44 pips, remember, if you're trading with your proper risk management system that I had issued out to you, then your lot size would have been bigger than some of these other pairs here that traded with a higher range. Okay, so it's very important to understand that it doesn't matter where your stop loss is. If you risk 1% or 2%, that's exactly what you're going to lose on each and every trade. Okay, and that's especially true if you have a slightly larger account and balance where you're able to properly manage your risk. So we won 44 pips. Price did hit our second take profit, and that's really good because when I send out the signals, I send out the first take profit level and the second take profit level. And in a moment, guys, just in a moment, we're going to look at the charts to see exactly what happened, and I'll give you a further explanation on this. So in this case, price hit the second take profit level, which was fantastic, guys, and this pair gained 0.59%. So pretty good win there. So the recent week summary, we lost a total of 258 pips, guys. It's not all that bad. Trading, as I mentioned at the beginning, right now we're going through a time that trading is probably a lot more difficult than normal. Okay, and that's not just myself, that's for probably everybody. Okay, so we did lose 258 pips for a total loss of 1.92% on the currency pairs right here, guys. From the start of October 2021, though, it's all good. Everything's still looking rosy, guys. We have still earned approximately 3,758 pips in 17 weeks from the start of October 2021, since I started keeping these statistics, guys, and that's averaging a win of about 221 pips a week. So it's pretty fantastic, guys. And I'm looking forward to more winning trades coming up very shortly. Okay, so that's it. That's exactly what happened last week. And every week I do give you a recap or a summary of the trades. Very transparent, guys, so you know exactly what's going on. Okay, so let's look at our very first chart, and that's the sell euro CAD. Okay, that's the this is the trade that was held over from the previous week. Now I'm going to open the entry window. So when I decided to issue out the signal, guys, you can see that price was coming down, okay, coming down. We're well below the DTL here. And when price is below the DTL, we're looking for sell trades only. The indicators showed that we could take a sell trade. There was momentum coming into the markets, good momentum to the downside. And I sent out the signal. Here's the entry, guys, 1.3616. The stop loss, 1.3798. The first take profit and the second take profit targets. And I was looking for price to come down from this point. This is where we got in on this. See this red vertical line? So this was the signal bar or the signal candlestick, okay? And this is the entry right here. And we enter after, or I send out the signal usually between 6 and 7 or 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the same time zone as New York City, okay? Just want you to understand. So we got in right there, expecting price to go down, and let's see what happened. In fact, let me just collapse that window so you can see we got in. Let me get the right tool here. So we got in right there at 136.33, guys, but instead price went up. Okay, so price went up instead of continuing to go down, and after price went up on the day that we took the trade, okay, I issued out the next day an email saying to lower the stop from 1.3798 down to 1.3756. So we did lower the stop. We lowered the risk even more. Price, unfortunately, with this candle on the next day, okay, so after we got in right there, it was a white bullish candle, not panicking or anything like that, guys. Sometimes trades retrace before continuing in our direction, but the next day you can see what happened, went all the way up, and right there with the top of that line or that shadow or wick, whatever you want to say, okay, that stopped us. That stopped us out when we lowered our stop right here. So this was a losing trade, guys. And again, you can't win all the trades. But again, I want you to note, very interestingly, it was a good downward movement, and all of a sudden we got in here, but price completely reversed. And you're going to have to ask yourself why. Now, the VIP members are going to be getting a bit more of an explanation, because recently a lot of the trade signals I sent out, they completely reversed the next day, and I've got my own opinion on that. And if you're a VIP member, you'll be getting a separate video lesson on that. Okay, so this was a losing trade. Let's go on to the next one, and this was the buy British pound New Zealand. So this was one of the trades I asked you to look at, and this was on April 11th when I sent out 2 trade ideas. Okay. On that day, I also sent out the buy US CAD. I'm not going to review that. I'm just going to review this one, and there's a good reason, because this one lost more. So you were only to choose one anyways, and this was the bigger loser. So we're gonna just cover this a little bit more in detail. Let's open up the entry window. You can see, guys, right here. Okay. We got in right there at 1.9084. This was a stop loss I sent you, and then a first take profit target, second take profit target. So after seeing this candle cross our DTL line, okay, and it closed above the DTL line here, this is a good indication we're in an up cycle and the momentum is increasing. Well, the downward momentum is decreasing, but and that means there's good momentum to the upside. Okay, so this is what happened, guys. This is what I saw. Okay, and now what I want to do is collapse that. Let's take a look at the result of what happened on that trade. Okay, and right here we got in right there. Let me just mark that up right there. Okay. At the entry, 1.9084, and you can see it completely reversed. This was also a huge candle take a look at the bottom wick. The bottom wick was right there, and that stopped us out. Our stop was well below our entry, guys. And a lot of people, they ask, why is our stop loss so far away? Well, it's normally like this to prevent these big, long retracement candles. And then you can see it did go completely in our way on the next candle. So a lot of volatility. There's probably a really good reason why this candle came all the way down. I was kind of surprised at the distance of the downward movement here. It did hit our stop, and that's too bad because this ended up being another losing trade. If our stop was perhaps a little bit lower, okay, but again, take a look. This next day, price from here went down all the way here, okay. Hopefully you can see that went down all the way here before going back higher. Okay, so no matter, guys, I don't care what system you've got or strategy, and a lot of the gurus are telling you to place stop losses below previous swing lows and highs and things like that. And especially if you're an intraday trader or a scalping trader, guys, your stop loss would have been somewhere up here. You would have been stopped out earlier. Yes, that's true. But there's nothing that could have prevented this kind of crazy movement all the way down here, and then even further the next day all the way down to here, and then all the way up there. And I think this was a monster move of 200 and something pips. So guys, nothing could have prevented that. It's a losing trade. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, guys. And now we come to the next day, sell Euro USD. Let's open up the entry window. This is what I saw when I sent out the signal, and that's what I mean. Okay, so let's take a look. Here's our entry, 1.0828. We got in at the close of that candle, which is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York time zone, or I'm in the Toronto area. I'm talking about Toronto, Canada, for some of you that don't know. So we got in right there, okay, and I was again expecting price to continue going down to hit at least our first stop or our second stop. Here's our stop loss, 1.09310. I send you these levels, guys. All you have to do is take my trade, follow the process. When you take the trade, put in the stop loss and at least your first take profit target. Okay, so if price goes down that way, you're going to end up making some money. Okay, so that's that. Let's collapse the window, okay, and take a look. So we got in right there, okay, right there. And guess what? Take a look, guys. Follow the arrow. Price went from here and completely reversed back there. And then the next day, price was here, went even higher, and then all the way down here. Okay, so the shame of it is we are correct in our analysis. I knew that the price was coming down further, and yes, it's the volatility of the market and some other factors. And again, I'm going to have my own opinion in a new video lesson for VIP members on what I think is going on. But anyways, the next day when price went all the way up to here, it did hit our stop loss of 1.0912 when I sent out the next day an email telling you to lower your stop by just a bit, right? Okay, because I never would have expected price to go up this high and then all the way down here and then back and close right there. Okay, so that's exactly what happened. Another losing trade, guys. That's okay. And I've got some thoughts on this in just a few moments as well. Okay, so let's continue. And I want to show you the last trade of the week. On April the 13th, I sent out another free trade signal, this time buy the Canadian dollar versus the Swiss franc. And guess what, guys? This was a winner. Yes, it was. So let's take a look. Okay, we got in, I sent you the entry 0.7430. And when I send you the entry, I usually say the words, enter at this price level or better, meaning that if, entry here, meaning that if price goes a little bit lower first, you will get in here or here or here, right? Before price, expecting price to go higher. Anyways, we did get in here, guys. Price did go higher, and let's take a look, see what happened. Okay, so very happy we closed the week with a winning trade. Okay, let's collapse that. Let's take a look, guys. We got in right here. Okay. I'm sorry, right there. See this green line? Okay. So we got in right there and it went all the way up to here, guys, and hit our first and our second take profit levels and then closed here. Now, the next day also went higher again and would have given you a second chance if you wouldn't have gotten out on this day. So great news, guys. We did hit a big winner here, even though it didn't move as many pips as some of the other pairs, guys. Remember, with the stop loss here, if you're using our management system, okay, your lot size would have been greater, would have increased with the amount of pips from here to here. And again, if you become a VIP member, guys, you get all the information, the lesson on trade management and so on. So you would understand and know exactly what I'm talking about. So here we got in, guys. Take a look down here. The cycle indicator is going up, and we got really good histo bars here showing good momentum coming to the market. So congrats to all of you who took the trade, especially after a few losses in a row. Okay, again, here's my inspirational message. A winning strategy is one that has been tested over time. And guys, yes, we've tested our winning strategy for 1.5 years now in real time with real trades, okay? And everything works great. At times, we've had close to an 80% win ratio. That we're trading on daily charts, so you don't have to watch your computer all day. We're not intraday or scalping. Now, it works. That I'm talking about the winning strategy, and you're successful with that. However, on occasion, when your winning strategy doesn't work, then don't blame yourself. Blame your dog, your cat, children, your wife or husband, your in-laws, your high school teacher, or anyone else you can think of. Then thank them later when your strategy begins to work again. Okay, so a bit of humor there, but again, just keep that in mind. I'm trying to keep things light here. And again, very important, VIP members are getting a separate video lesson on why some trades failed over the last few weeks. It's not the volatility, but something quite different. And it can often be beyond our control. So we're going to review our trades in the special video lesson for our VIP members. Okay, so we're pretty well finished, guys, and I just want to say that if you are new watching this for the very first time, and if you want to receive my basic free trade signals right here, send me your email address. There's no obligation. It's totally free. Send it right here, guys, to my email address, mskyj007@gmail.com. Again, mskyj007@gmail.com. And when you send me a short email telling me you want to receive my free signals, give me your first name, guys. That's just courtesy. So I need your first name, okay, because I send out all my information by emails. So your first name and what country are you living in, okay? And that is it, guys. This is me again saying bye and cheers from Canada. I'll talk to you again in the next video lesson, okay? And if you liked what you saw in this video, and click on the like button below. And if you're new, you can subscribe and click on the bell. Okay, so hit the like button if you found this video useful. Thank you very much. We'll see you again next week. Bye for now.